Welcome back. Welcome back. Great new marriage check-in topic.
Yes.
But first, just to acknowledge, obviously, we are not inside. We're outside in a beautiful park. It's actually an unusually beautiful day. We said we cannot imagine being inside. And we just came back from celebrating something pretty interesting. We were actually in, last week, we were actually, believe it or not, we were in New Orleans. And Pam's family had one of her cousins.
Celebrated her 50th wedding anniversary.
50, 50, not 15, 50.
And it was amazing. They met when they were 17 and 21.
17 and 21. Yeah.
And now they're
right.
50 years solid, strong, good friends, just doing well.
Yeah. It was really cool. So they live in New Orleans, the New Orleans suburb area, and it was really good. It was a lot of just a celebration. They actually had a live band, doing that classic.
In the New Orleans tradition.
Yep. They came, surprised everybody. I didn't expect
amazing.
that coming. They had a cake. They had all that other good stuff.
But that band was.
The band was nice. But
hot.
50 years. 50 years.
50
They have two.
years.
That was cool. And then we just came back.
Literally
about
just
an hour ago from
a
luncheon from another couple who celebrated 1 year. Now, this is a mature couple, so this isn't like somebody in their 20s, but they celebrated
1 year anniversary.
And I wanted to ask you this question, and I want to give you two one encouragement at the end. Talk to me. We asked 50-year couple, and we asked 1 year couple. They both, of course, the one you say, of course they're doing good. They were very, very excited and happy. But 50-year couple, they were very content and encouraged also.
Yeah.
We asked the same question. What are your takeaways?
What are your takeaways?
You said you noticed they were very similar.
They were very...
We asked for three.
And
they were very similar.
I was surprised, but it was the same three general things about what has gotten them 50 years and what's gotten them through their first year.
Okay. Well, what were they? What was number one?
Number one, God. They both talked about God first. One said being equally yoked in God, and my cousin for 50 years said God first.
But both said, one way or another, they put God first, where the priority is God first.
Yep. Number two was prayer and Bible study.
Devotional life.
My cousin talked about how she prays about everything. She prays through every situation. She prays about everything. She goes by what God wants her to do. And the 1 year old couple said the same thing.
They do that together.
Prayer and Bible study together. And then number three was transparency or openness about their relationship.
Like transparency in what way? Transparency
between the two of them and with them and how other people look at them. And it's so funny because my cousin Jackie said, you ain't gonna always get along. It ain't gonna always be roses. And people who tell you that it is, they're lying. He said they're lying. And so they talked about just being real about how they're doing. And the third couple talked about being real about how they're doing.
Yeah, it's funny. And we didn't have them, what do you call that, converse or anything like that.
No, they don't even know each other. They're not even in the same cities.
That is funny. So look, I wanted to just give you something that you can really think about. And just think about that for a moment. A couple that has been together for 50 years. And Lord, they've gone through challenges. Look, every marriage, especially that long, you're going to go through some stuff. But they still had a high marital satisfaction.
Yeah.
And another couple, brand new, newlyweds, but again, not young, but mature people, got their lives together, but together 1 year. They both said God first. My first reaction could go, well, that's so stereotypical. That's it. But I can tell you this. God first means this. This doesn't mean just your religious affiliation. This doesn't just mean you go to a church.
Right.
That your marriage, your commitment to this person had a bigger foundation and reason than just this person making me happy, and more than just even the best qualities of the person I marry. In other words, they both really thought the best of each other.
Right.
Great friends. They
Great
did.
friends.
Both of them had that at either. But they both agreed that even though they think they're the best thing since sliced bread with each other, the thing that got them through the chaos in the flesh that marriage can be, and marriage can be the opposite of this day. I mean literally, it can be, oh my God, it can be rough, except for us. No, it can be rough. But we've had it, right? And we may go through it again. But when you have something that's bigger, to get you through those points when there's not enough love, even if you combine both your loves together, there ain't enough to keep this marriage going. When you get to that point, that's when the foundation that you have, that you're in a covenant, not just because of Pam or not just because of Antoine, and of course, fill your names in those blanks. That does matter.
It does matter.
That does matter. And it's practical. One big practical, it is not a panacea, but that conviction makes a huge difference and makes a marriage sort of just stand on solid ground. But you got to have those values. You got to treasure your spouse, but you have to treasure marriage itself and that covenant. Is that a good summary?
That's a good summary. I was also thinking about how one thing that stood out was being in agreement that God is the center. That both of you respecting that is going to pull you through the hard times too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I wanted to give you that encouragement. Just think about that. If I were to speak it in terms of what I get through the marriage and couples counseling, I would say this: it's the shared meaning of your marriage. The shared meaning are the roles, the goals, the values that undergird your relationship, and the shared meaning is what gets stronger and stronger when tough times happen.
Yeah.
But your values really make a big difference when the tough times come. They make a great difference when things go well. But if you are doing things that remind you this marriage is bigger, we are connected because of someone bigger than just each other, that kind of really is I'll say that a protective factor, but it's a totally different experience than just being happy.
Right.
Very different experience. That's the lesson we learned.
Yeah, that's what we learned. How you want to get through 50 years or how you're going to get through 1 year. Foundation is key.
Absolutely key. Think about that. Talk about that. What are your values? And this has been great.
This has been great.